Good evening, everybody. This is Stellated Odin making another ship build video. This time it will be on the Dreadnought Cruiser. In this case, it is the Fleet Dreadnought Cruiser. I've named her the USS Centaur. And a little quick overview. Saw a few videos online this afternoon on YouTube, and a couple people were very big fans of the Dreadnought Cruiser. I had the original one when it first came out from the C store so long ago, but I think my issue was thinking of it too much as a cruiser. One of the things that sets apart this ship from other cruisers is that it has the ability to utilize cannons as well as the turrets, but the cannons are the main thing. I've always been a stickler for, if you're going to use a cruiser, you're going to use beam weapons, and that kind of defeats the purpose of this ship. Some people have explained in various other channels that this is the first real Dreadnought class. Now you got the Romulan vessel and probably a few others that I'm not aware of. But yeah, one of the big things too that people want to point out is it is a cruiser. Here I'm going at impulse speeds. You can tell the turn rate isn't very good. It's basically just like a cruiser. Imagine that. So you have to keep that in mind. But to get the most bang for your buck in this ship, from what I have seen now, you want the cannons. And in the case of my build, I decided to go with two of the Elite Fleet Phaser dual heavy cannons, damage ×2, crit hit. I switched these out from the advanced ones because I like that extra 2.5% chance of shield regeneration. I think that's very nice. And I also picked the advanced fleet dual phaser beam banks. Again, damage plus crit hit. And for the torpedo, I got that quantum torpedo, damage plus crit hit. The reason I don't go for accuracy anymore is based on some viewer comments on my other videos, especially my fleet tactical escort retrofit, where since my main thing is PvE or STFs and whatnot, and since I'm spec'd as high as you can be in accuracy, it's unnecessary basically. So why not switch that focus instead of extra accuracy I don't need to critical hit, which is always helpful. So that's what I've done. Now deflector, this is pretty standard. Any ship I use, I pretty much use these same 4 items. I got the Omega Mark 12 deflector, Omega Mark 12 engines, which I think I'm going to switch out for the Mako because that's much better tanking as far as I'm concerned. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. You guys are watching me in action. Look at that. Alright, we're going to see how this goes. I can always switch them later. I got the Elite Fleet Warp Core and the Elite Fleet Shields Resilience B because I'm going to be doing an STF after I make this video. Now for the rear weapons, this is where I had a lot of thoughts on different ideas. Makes sense, doesn't it? I have 2 turrets, Elite Fleet Phaser turrets. Again, the focus of this ship is you're facing your enemy, you're stationary. You're not going to be flanking them like you or I normally would with the cruiser, or strafing them. It's going to be head on. So you want as much power as possible going at your enemy. Hence the turrets and the cutting beam. Why did I pick a dual or a phaser beam array? Reasonable question. You're doing STS, you're going to blow up your target, hopefully very quickly. You're going to have other targets. So I want something that can kind of kick that off. Might be silly. It might be a waste. We'll find out. For the devices, I got the large weapons battery, red matter capacitor, shield battery, and I threw some turrets on there just in case. Engineering consoles, I'm trying to go for hit points here. We got the enhanced neutronium alloy plus hit points with the kinetic and the energy resist. I got the big kinetic resist boost plus the hit points. This one, unfortunately, all I have is the turn rate, but I have the a second kinetic resist and energy resist plus flight turn rate. And then again, I'll be doing a Borg STF after this, so I have the electroceramic hull plating. Science, I got the field generator, pretty standard, and the emitter array. For those that are new, everything that's outlined in purple are fleet only weapons and equipment. You can't buy these particular items on the exchange. You can buy similar items, but they won't have the different bonuses and whatnot that a fleet store would have available to you. Just so you know. Everything else is either reputation, like the Borg items, or the Mako, Omega. Those are all reputations. Like the Omega reputation, for example, to include the cutting beam. Red matter capacitor is I forget why. I was one of the original subscribers to the game. I think that's why. That might be because I had a special edition game that came with the nice little comm badge and so on. And tactical. Let's go back to shields. Field generator, and I got the emitter array with shields and minus threat. I don't have the plus threat one since I'm a cruiser. I might switch to that. I don't think I have one. No, I don't have one, so I'm going to stick with this for now. Tactical consoles, I'm using the Borg Universal Assimilated Module. Increases crit chance, severity, weapons power, and hull repair. And I'm using 3 of the Vulnerability Locator Mark 12 phasers. Increases phaser damage by 37.5%. Huge, huge, especially when you have 3 of them. And each one gives me almost a 2% increased critical strike chance. One of the things I didn't realize I had until tonight is a hanger. The original ones, as far as I know, do not have a hanger. So I have a nice little Type 8 shuttlecraft that I can launch 2, it seems, at any given time. Can't be unhelpful. Now, stations. Universal slot, you have an Ensign Universal. I decided to go with Tactical Team 1. Lieutenant Tactical Station, I have my high yield torpedoes and my rapid fire since I'm using cannons. Commander Engineering, I got the reverse shield polarity, emergency power 2 shields, auxiliary power 2 inertial dampeners, so I like that a lot. It becomes available quite often. And Engineering Team. For the Lieutenant Commander, emergency powered weapons, Engineering Team 2, and directed energy modulation, just because I like to penetrate the enemy shields. Science, I have transfer shield strength and polarized hull. I love that because I hate tractor beams. Now, it's a little rundown on the makeup of the ship. Oh, okay, one of the things that sets this sucker apart, which I'm looking very forward to trying, is Phaser Spinal Lance. Check it out. It's awesome. They have to be right in front of you. You only got a 45-degree arc. But to the target, you got 12,532 phaser damage times 2. And you got different proc chances as well as that. Yeah, so this is it. This is the USS Centaur. I'm looking very forward to showing you guys this ship in action. So until that next video, this is Stellated Odin. Thank you again for watching.